Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri, and today I'm pleased to announce that we're starting a new type of video on the channel. So before we had just straight up guides and things, and then we introduced the pro tips, which we just did with our first 50 of, and now we're going to be starting something I want to call the shopping guide. So the shopping guide's whole purpose is to focus on where and how to get rare materials, magatama, things like that. So, and further down the line, we'll just we'll look at weapons as a whole. So it's like, if someone says, "How do I get a gargoyle weapon?" We'll do an episode just straight gargoyles, what you need to do, or dragon arcs, night sky, weapons like that. It's like, oh, I need the Lorelei to make my dragon arc weapon and I'm a wand user. Well, to get that you got to go to Juncture and do it 50 times and get your recipe, and then I'll go into like every weapon, not every, but a lot of popular weapons, essential ones, break down what you need, where you got to go, how to get it, all that kind of stuff. So it should be a lot of fun stuff in the shopping guide. Hello Lasso, hello Genres, I think I tried to say that right. So for starters, we're going to be going over the bargains itself. So I did bargains like 6 months ago, telling people to get Amaras, and they can get mags from certain levels. One thing I never really explicitly made a video for, but mentioned many times, is that you can get rare materials from bargains. So, sometimes you'll change your bargains looking for mags or stuff, and you'll notice occasionally that you can get really cool stuff in your bargains. Like a long time ago, I had purified oil in my bargains, which is a 1% drop from the three-eyed Sumashi, and I stocked up 25 of them as a spear user. I need it for dragon arcs, so that's awesome that I did that. It's great. But there are tons of awesome materials you can get in bargains that some people are unaware of because they don't change their bargains. They don't know the true potential. So, alright. So let's get into that. So I'm going to open up bargains. I already checked my bargains earlier. It was a soul egg and 2 friendship items. Pretty standard. So that's usually the formula to bargains. You'll always see friendship items every now and again, and then a soul egg if you're lucky, and then a weapon or a mag or a blue drop. That's generally the formula you'll see. So before me, and right now I have opened up on my computer a list of materials that can come from Moroku's bargains, and it's on the wiki. Everyone can go look it up. And basically every time you reset your bargains, which means every time you buy all 3 of your items in your bargains and the cycle resets itself, that's a bargain reset, there's a chance for one of these items to show up. So I've the list in front of me here, and I'm only going to mention the notable items you can get. I'm not going to say Gloom Daruma Fragment. Come on now, no one cares about that. So just going through this list, I'm going to talk about the most important ones that are coming from it. So the first thing on your list, and I believe this list is ordered from the appearance of the monsters in the monster card bestiary. So as I look at this list, it shows me things that appear in Onigashima first. You got Daruma things, paper stuff, and then you see King Daruma's or Chief Daruma stuff right here. So embroidered cushion, Daruma pipe, stuff like that's awesome. So that's the first thing you're gonna want, though. Not the first thing you're going to want, but one thing that's very important to get from bargains is embroidered cushion. So embroidered cushion, for those that don't know, it is King Daruma or Chief Daruma's rare drop. Has a pretty low drop rate, but we can farm Yakumo Temple for it now. But the load times are pretty horrendous for it, so it's a little annoying. But embroidered cushion is a necessary material for doing the faded contractor ornamentation, which is the most staple ornamentation. When you get 105 mags, it's the only thing me and my friends really endorse for an ornamentation. It's pretty good. So embroidered cushion is fantastic to get. What do you mean you see nothing, Lasso? To find this list, just to bring that up again, you'd go to the wiki and you look up Moroku. Excuse me for yawning. You'd go to the wiki and then you look up Moroku. And then you scroll down to... what did I open up? You're going to scroll down to bargain table. And then right on top of a bargain table, it's going to say material item list. And then you're going to click the collapse button and it's going to bring it all down. Just as if you're looking at weapons in like a weapon category. But it's on the Moroku page. If you click every little button, you'll find it eventually. So embroidered cushion, great thing you're going to want. It's always has its uses. It's amazing. You can get Daruma Whiskey, which is one of the rarest drops in the game. But apart from being rare, it has no alternative purpose as of yet, so it's not that important. So moving on to the next great thing to get, not weapon, sorry, item to get. There's a lot of bad things. So the chance of you getting a good thing in your bargains is phenomenal. The next thing you're going to want is the fish eye. Fish eye is an item that will only come from bargains. It has no alternative drop. So everyone in the game has a quest from the little green guys with the big googly eyes in Kumaso. And they say, I need a fish eye for my brother or something. And you get the fish eye from bargains. It's the only way to get it. I got 2 of them while I was playing through the game normally. I still have one. So fish eye, only way to get it. Let's keep going. Nothing else there. Lotus Spoon, no. Hardy Daikon, no. You can get Laughing Bag, which has no alternative drop as well. It's like the rarest thing. You can either get it from breaking down mags, I think, or from bargains. So it has no purpose, but it's an incredibly rare drop that drops from something that doesn't exist on our console yet. So it's cool. Scrolling down again, you can get Cursed Crab Claws if you need that, but it's not that important of a drop. You can get Reverse Compass, but you know it's a useful drop, but it's not as useful as Embroidered Cushion. I tend to see Reverse Compass drop more from Beelzebub in Yakumo Temple than cushions from Daruma, and because it's like Beelzebub is the first room of Yakumo Temple, it's not as important, but you can still get it. What else is here? You can get the large skull from the Kyokotsu. Not that important of a drop, but you need it later. Like for spear, you need it to make dragon arcs, and you need it for other weapons. The large skull is very, very widespread in its usage. I mean, Trading Grounds is always an option, but there are lots of other dungeons with the big skeletons. And especially in Lacus Mortis later on, it's not as prevalent because you can just go in, go straight, and kill all the big skeletons and hope you get it. So it's not that bad of a drop, but it's very important. So next thing on the list is Purified Oil. If you get Purified Oil, you should stock up at least 25 of it. Purified Oil is used to make the Burai mags, which have their use, which is fun. Some people use them like part of their build. Some people just use it to troll and play around, but Burais are pretty cool. And Purified Oil is needed for spears. So if you're a spear user, if you see Purified Oil, please get like as much as you can. Like 30, 40, something like that. Just stock up. It's a very important material. So after that, nothing else really good. You can get Peerless Crest if you want, which is necessary for gargoyle weapons and Chiami mags, but once you get to Palace of Rain, they drop pretty easy, so it's not really worth anything. And I'm on the third column. In the third column, you can get Pale Colored Thorn and Pale Colored Scales. These are Tiamat's drops. The Thorn is actually a pretty rare drop. You know, some people will need it for certain things. I don't remember the last time I needed it, but I have a bunch. If you need a couple of it, I recommend maybe getting 20. I mean, it all depends on what your class uses, and you know, as we explore this series more and look into each crafted weapon and things you need to make weapons, we'll definitely notice where the Pale Colored Thorn is needed and all that stuff. But it is a good drop to stock up on. Scrolling down some more. Next thing that's here is Burning Water. Burning Water is Benkei's rare drop. Sword users definitely need burning water. It's a very, very important material. We'll actually be having a whole episode on burning water eventually. Like, all the really good drops will have their own episodes. So, you know, it'll be like having a little video wiki. It's like, okay, I need this. Where do I go for it? Oh, Oro's a video about this item. Okay, I'm gonna go here, find out. That's basically how it's gonna work. So, you know, Metal Gear, don't worry about that. Burning water, though, very low drop rate. No one wants to run Yellow Dragon Spire. And it doesn't drop on the moon, so it's a very important drop to get. Just on that note, you can get burning water from breaking down Sagittarius mags, which also come from bargains at Negotiation 7, so it's a very easy way to get them. Next thing, gray apple. If you are a wand or axe user and you see gray apples in your bargains, you might as well just go to 99. Hey, Anju. So gray apple is going to, you need like 200 plus gray apples to make the Ahriman weapons for axe that are exclusive to axe and wand. So I know my friends Suzaku, Cluster, and Lyra are all clamoring to try and do the warnings and get that stuff. And just recently, Cluster's been changing up his bargains, and he just got gray apple, and he's like, I get 2 gray apples a day. I'm leaving it there. I'm not worrying about it, and he's just, it's great. So that's awesome. Another good drop to get, stock up on. If you're wand and axe, stock up on these things. Just telling you now. Next thing here, we have Cursed Blood. So Cursed Blood is another thing that spear users need. I'm actually trying to get it right now for Kubi Kasumatos, for the Dragon Erks. Although there is like a place in Tanegashima to farm Cursed Blood, like I did that place for like an hour and got 5, so it's kind of annoying, but it's still a good drop to get if you want to stock up on like 10 or something. It's a pretty rare drop. It only drops from the wheels, but only later on it drops easy, so you know, it's all up to you. It's a good thing to get. Decorative legs, bronze fragment. You can only get those from the big statues with the swords. I mean, it's not really used for that much except for like untarnished weapon, but I tried that. It's not that good of an ornamentation, so I wouldn't really worry about it. What else is next? Or in here, I guess. No, there's one item in here called Manifestation Pouch, and I get this a lot. This item, I don't really know what it does, but it's one of the items that only comes from bargains. So if you see it, maybe pick up a couple. It says it's a pouch that the Baka Neko carry, but they never drop it. So it's a rare item that only comes from bargains. No comments on the wiki, so don't worry about it for now. Ugh. Okay, now here are 2 important things. Burnt Talisman, also a thing very well important for Faded Contract or ornamentation. However, Burnt Talisman is very, very, very easy to get in War Bazooka, and we run War Bazooka for our hybrid mags anyway, so I wouldn't really worry too much about it. But if you see it, it's a nice thing to stock up on, you know. Now then we have Golden Helm Fragments. So Golden Helm Fragments, this is for you axe users and I guess bow users, but this is like the item that Odin drops. Odin only has 1 drop, and it is the Golden Helm Fragment. And axe users need a shit ton of this. You know, I get this in bargains a lot. It makes Lyra mad. But Golden Helm Fragment, Odin's drop. No one wants to run up Mount Kuruma, whatever it's called. Just it's a good thing to stock up on. If you're axe, stock up on it by all means. By all means. Yeah. So let's keep going. Scroll up. I'm on the last column. You can get raisins, which drop from Typhoon. I don't really know the purpose of raisins as of yet, so I don't really stock up on it. Sekigahara Cake. I think that drops from Mitsunari. Not important. But one of the most important things is the Fox Charm. Now, Fox Charm showed up in my bargains right when Gargoyles first came out, right around that timeline. So, Lunar Tail Part 1. Because it was old Onigashima I had them in. And Fox Charm is a 1% drop that only drops from Mitsunari of the West. It doesn't drop from any other Ninetales, just him. So you have to do the Sekigahara battlefield every time you want to go farm for it. This drop, I stocked up on 50 of them. You need it to make the Storm Gargoyle weapon, I'm pretty sure. And you need it for Avenger on Monsters ornamentation, which is a good ornament, but it is risky. But Fox Charm is a real big bitch to farm. I would not recommend anyone ever farm it. I mean, I try, if you get it in your bargains, stock up. But alternatively, there are mags you can get in like Locus Mortis that break down real easy for it. So that's good. You should do a pro tip about what weapons mags to have for Satan and Lucifer. Okay, sure. I'll do that, Audrey. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Okay, so next thing on the list is right underneath it, you have the Seshuseki Fragment. So Seshuseki Fragment drops from the Ninetales, so not Mitsunari. So Seshuseki Fragment is a great one to have in bargains. I've had it there twice, and I've stocked up about 72 of them. The reason this is an important drop is because you can use it to make the Air Cleaving Sword. And the Air Cleaving Sword is the 105 Odachi. Very easy to make. It just requires a no dachi at like level 70. Level cap is still 120. Yes, it is. Should be going up next update though. Okay, so Seshuseki Fragment, you need it for the Air Cleaving Sword. Very easy weapon to make. You build that up. You trade it in for 105 for your 113 weapons. Great thing to get in your bargains. I've like I said, I've gotten 72 Seshusekis, just leaving them in there, picking them up like twice a day. At one point, I had Golden Helm Fragments and Seshuseki in bargains at the same time, and it was glorious. It was awesome. Okay, so scrolling down again, you can get Cerberus Vinegar, which is an important drop. I don't worry about it too much because, you know, once you get to the Oshu Highway and you go to Kuro Cave, it becomes a very easy drop to get. So it's a good drop, but I wouldn't worry about it. Next thing, Hell's Bible. Very important. If you're a spear user, you need 10 of these things to make your Brigandia. And I like slaved 2 hours on Fever trying to get 4 of them. It was horrible. It was horrible. So if you get Hell's Bible, you know, stock up on it. I wish I would have gotten it, but I never did. Dark Mia, I don't know when she's coming. Yeah, Anju might be right. Around Valkyrie's update. Dark Mia is definitely coming before... Dark Mia should be coming before Miyamoto comes back, I'm pretty sure. So, but I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that, but I really don't know when she's coming, but she'll be coming when she's coming. She might come at the same time as Ivis, maybe. I don't know, I could be wrong. I didn't try no boost. I put that off for like 4, 5, 6 months. I put that off since I found out about it. I was never going to try it on boost, no boost. So then, scrolling down, you can get Sickle Whetstone, which is kind of good, but not really. You can get Fruit of Transience. Now, Fruit of Transience is Typhoon's drop, a very important drop for many, especially bow users with Disruptor. No one makes Dragon Spears anymore, don't worry about that. But Fruit of Transience, no one wants to run Saddle Mine to get that. And it's although it is a very good thing to get in bargains, if you get the North Mags from Mine of Bokyaku, which I have, because you run that for EXP, you get hundreds of North Mags. You break those down. I have like 40 of them on me. I saw an email from Cyberstat. My buddy was emailing them. It's like, hey, how come we didn't get Halloween Fever? They said, oh, sorry, we had a problem. We'll probably see it this weekend. So there should be Fever maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So look forward to that. You know, plan your boosts. I know I'm running a lot of Dragon Arc this weekend if there's Fever. So that's what I've heard. So there should be Fever this weekend, but you know, Cyberstep, you can never really guarantee it. Okay. scrolling down again, we have the excellent knife, which is a bargain only item. I've gotten it, and I've gotten 3 of them. It does nothing. Rice flour 2, I think. It doesn't really do anything. Next you have Chaos Wasabi and Lively Bulb. So Lively Bulb can show up in your bargains. For a lot of us, that's all we do is reset our bargains until Lively Bulb shows up. I know Eva just got it in bargains yesterday, and she's, or not yesterday, but a couple days ago, and she is elated to have it. She's like, oh my god, yes, this is amazing. I can get Lively Bulbs. I can just keep getting them, and then, you know, get gems and trade in Catechus and all that stuff, the Bloodsuckers, and get the 113s. It's going to be awesome. But Lively Bulb is like the #1 thing you want. No one wants to run Central. I try running Juncture just to get some. It's crazy. You'll be running Ahriman, Satan, or Gargs this weekend? Okay. That's cool. So then there's... So Lively Bulb, yeah, it's like the most important thing. And if I scroll down a little bit more, that's it. So just a little refresher, just to state like the key things you can get is, you know, Embroidered Cushion, Seshuseki Fragment, Fox Charm, Reverse Compass, Gray Apples, Lively Bulb, Fruited Transients, you know, Cerebus Vinegar, if I said Fox Charm, Cursed Blood, Seshuseki, and Golden Helm Fragments. Yeah, those are the things you really want to see pop up. And they're awesome. And to do that, you just buy all 3 items in one bargain set, and you just keep repeating it over and over and over and over and over and over and over until they show up. And then when they do, hooray! You've just saved yourself hundreds of hours of farming, which is awesome. So that's a list of all the things you can get in bargains, and this is just a prelude to what's to come for this series. And we're going to show like what all the items are used for. Not really all the items, but you know, like if we're going to go over like a weapon, okay, everyone needs Oni no Dachi. We'll do an Oni no Dachi episode. Like if, like, you know, to make Dragon Arcs, it's like, okay, so Spear needs the, like we'll go over what, I don't know, the Kubisasumata. We'll do a video about every juncture weapon that is needed to make the Dragon Arcs. We'll do, you know, all that stuff and like the drops to make them, and we'll go over it. So that way it's a detailed little guide just to be like, okay, you need these 5 things. I'll try to put them in the descriptions for once in my life, and then we'll go over that just to make things a lot easier for everyone, so we don't have to just like scour the wiki every friggin' time. So you're gonna do Dragon Arcs? That's cool. You know, I'm doing Tensho if anyone wants to come with me on login today, actually. So like in 2 hours, I'm doing 4 Tensho hards if anyone needs that. But that's just a side note. So that's gonna do it for this episode. I'll probably do another episode like right after. Just get going on it. But you guys, you know, look forward to the shopping guide series. If you guys have any questions, like, okay, where do I get, like, not questions, but like requests, like, okay, this fucking weapon here, how do I make this? How do I make a Geno Buster? How do I make this Kubisasumata? How do I make a No-Thung? You know, if you guys have any requests, just put it in there, like Disruptor, all that stuff. All the stupid weapons that drive you up the wall, we're going to try and break it down and get to it as easily as possible. So, you know, comment me those things, be like, hey, do this, do this. And if someone says, do the Blade of Oaths completion, I'll be like, bruh, don't start. But anyway, I'll see y'all next time.